Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. I see Holly Pierce is the first one in the house. Shout out to Holly. Holly's got the number one in the scoreboard right now. I think she's going to grab a hold of that and try and keep it away from Jeff Lee. My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff. And young Wilson. All right, so it's been busy. I ain't been keeping up with jack crap, but you guys can fill me in. There's Jimbo. There's Holly Pierce. Wait, how did Holly jump down to 3? You were number 1. Cowboys Nation, Edwin Lane. How's everybody doing? Let me go ahead and get my crowd in here. My crowd of 2. We got Momo, who's like the plague. He keeps coming back around. And we got Loyal Cowboy. What's up, people? How are we doing today?
How's it going?
Hey,
it's going.
Cowboy.
It's going. It's going.
So I want to say this. So a lot of my Washington fans are. I just sort of think mini camp and OTAs for me.
Mm-hmm. They don't mean anything to you.
No, because everybody says the same thing. For the most part, everybody says the same thing for every team, and I'm looking at, okay, Jaden Daniels came in, and the Cowboys should do. Okay, we get it. Okay. Until there's some breaking news or somebody gets some injuries, that's what I care. But all this everybody looks good in training camp.
Aren't you the one that said that they don't do enough work?
They don't. Because they ain't doing anything but just doing walkthroughs.
They're running. They're sprinting.
Mark, they're not in football shape. They're never going to be in football shape until the 4th or 5th game of the season. You know that.
It's something, man. It's something. Okay, Loyal. Please say something. Do something for us, man. I'm tired of listening to Momo and his negativity here. This is my first year
just happy about
football.
I'm happy for the Cowboys because we got new coach, new culture.
Yeah,
new
and
culture.
There's activity. It makes me feel like when I see Shoddy out there, kind of reminds me of Jimmy Johnson. I want anybody jumping the gun saying, "Oh, he ain't gonna be the next Jimmy Johnson." I'm just saying. That's the type of stuff that you seen Jimmy Johnson when he was in camp. He would be in the player's face, talking to him. All right, how you doing today? How you feeling today? You didn't see none of that with Jason Garrett or Mike McCarthy. Well, Mike McCarthy, he was too fat to try to go around. He probably had to get around the field in a golf cart. But Jason Garrett, all he would do is sit there and clap on the sidelines. So I'm happy to see that, there's activity. The morale's there. Players are ready to play, ready to go.
Now, to the strength of power here, let's say got Chris May, Asha Robinson. Shout out to Asha Robinson, who's in 3rd place. Chris May in the house. Jeff Lee. My name is Jeff. And JD 1965 Gabrielle. Okay. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to say to Momo to counter him. When they used to do mini camps and things like that back in the day, and we had multiple mini camps, they weren't in pads and stuff and hitting then either.
But there was emphasis on getting into shape. They were emphasizing.
But hold it.
Not just running.
Okay, Momo, shut up. Wait. Momo.
Stop all that.
Bobo.
Don't kiss
Why
the
you
ring.
talking? Okay, listen.
Don't kiss the ring.
Hold on. This is a new age, okay? You are old like me, okay? I get it. But here's the thing. What players do now is they work with all these specialists. You see all the workout videos and things like that, okay? And as Brian Schottenheimer pointed out, because they're like, Diggs isn't here working out and everything else, right? And it's like, well, you got to understand, this is a new age where players go to, position coaches and strength coaches and things like that and have their own training staff.
Is that a good thing?
Huh?
Is that a good thing?
I didn't say it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is a thing. Here's what we do know is they are working out. Because here's a difference for you, my man. You remember what it used to be like back in the 70s and things,
Right.
where players had a regular job.
Right. It's true.
Okay. So they weren't working out like, going 9 to 5. Concrete Charlie literally poured concrete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chuck Bednarik. Okay.
And then you have players like Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson that did multiple sports.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Mark. What you said is true, because I remember I was in school. I was junior high school or elementary, and the teacher even said to us, somebody said, I want to be a football player. He said, you got to have a second job.
Yeah.
Football players just doesn't do that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He did say that. You're right. You absolutely right.
They all did. Selling cars. What's his name? Cliff Harris. Cliff Harris literally had his job say, "Are you going to be a football player, or are you going to be working for us?" And put him on notice. And he and if it hadn't been for the concussion, he's like, I kind of got jacked up and figured I better hold on and keep this job because I got to look out for my future. Because playing football was more like a hobby. Now, what you have to understand though, it's not about hitting at this point. Right now is getting a chance to take a guy who you're now installing what you're planning on doing and seeing, can this guy at least understand what the hell the concept is?
Right.
Because if he can't understand the concept when we're not hitting, then I don't need his ass out here when we are. This is an evaluation time to say, okay, is this guy smart enough? Is this guy going to be athletic enough? Can he do what we need him to do? Now, I'm all with you when it comes to training camp. To me, training camp is when those 2-a-days are important.
Yeah.
Hitting and letting your body get together. Hitting right now, no, these guys are still healing up from the season they just went through. I'm okay.
Also,
D Moore, what's up, D Moore? How you doing? Miss Gibson in the house.
And half of these players are still partying, going to clubs or doing what they do because they go to these little OTAs. They're going out at night, so they ain't taking this seriously.
I disagree with that, Momo.
Because they not take OTA.
That's like let's take you or me or Mark or whoever for instance. We go out. We have hobbies that we like to do outside of work.
Right.
We're not going to be thinking about work 100% all the time. That's like me sitting here right now thinking about what am I going to do tomorrow. I'm just relaxing right now. When the time to clock in, it's time to clock in and go to work. Right. Then you clock out, you go home to your family.
What I am saying is that these OTAs, they don't take seriously after it's time for them to leave.
Well, it's because of the CBA.
I think training camp, they take it seriously because the rules are relaxed.
Well, that's not outside of the Cowboys. That's the CBA. They're the ones that said they can only have so many fully padded practices.
Momo, I'm sorry. I think you're way off. Because you know what? Here's the thing. If you can show up at training camp out of shape and not knowing shit if you want to. Molly. Okay, you can try that and see how long your football career lasts. You constantly are being evaluated, and if you don't perform, you ain't gonna be there. You ain't showing up fat and lazy in training camp and think that they're gonna keep your spot unless you're Micah Parsons and you got a big fat contract. Most of these guys are I'm replaceable. I'm on a 1-year contract. My ass better be ready to play because this is their livelihood.
Maybe here's the thing I would say that
now Debo, he can show up looking like he's got a food baby.
You got a popular guy on your football team that he's a good locker room guy. Everybody loves him. The fans love him. Right?
Who?
I'm giving you an example.
Okay.
I'm paraphrasing. So you got a guy who's a good team, good player on your team. Good locker room. He's a veteran, been there a long time. And then they let him go.
You mean D-Law?
The fans get heated. Fans get heated over the fact that he's gone. And the people coming back, and they will bring him back because of the repercussions, a.k.a. Truth. Last night.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew where you was going when you said that.
I know.
But no, you're right. But here's the thing, Momo. Like I told everybody before, last year, that culture in that locker room was gone. When Dan Quinn left, those guys are like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to play for Mike Zimmer. Now that we get Shoddy, the energy's back. So that's why I think we'll be better. Because last year, like I said, that culture was gone. You could tell. You could see when Zach was on the sideline saying we suck and all that. That
We did. We did.
But it's back now. It's a new culture.
Here's the thing.
New
Everybody
air.
wants to talk culture, and most teams is the coach. For the Cowboys, the culture ain't the coach. It's the owner.
Damn, Jimbo. We ain't got Bill Cosby in the chat. Come on, man. Jeff Lee's in second place right now. Young Wilson is in number one. You
gotta give him this, Momo. At least Jerry and Catboy are sitting back, letting him do what he needs to do.
He's doing right now.
They haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, no, he ain't going to.
That does fear me that, if something goes wrong, they'll try to stick their nose in there. But right now,
no question.
Right now,
it
seems like we don't know.
But you know what?
I'm not saying we're going to Super Bowl or anything, but
Jerry's on say, hey, he's on the chill mode right now. When the season starts, that's when you're gonna find out if he's really back away from let the coach. We'll find out.
What? Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give a different take on this thing. Now, I know Jerry Jones always jumps in and works and everything else and puts his nose in too much. But I think when they hired Jason Garrett, okay, because people will go through and say, Brian Schottenheimer wasn't one of the hot coordinators. You'll remember Jason Garrett was one of the hot coordinators. In fact, Baltimore wanted him to be their head coach, right? Mm-hmm. But what he had when he came here was he was a quarterback coach for 1 year, became our offensive coordinator. Next thing you know, he's the head coach. And I think what happened was he was not.
And he won a Super Bowl with y'all.
Who did?
Jason Garrett.
Well, on the bench.
As a player.
Yeah, no. When you were listing the things that he had.
Well, he was, and his dad worked for the organization too. But when he got here, he didn't have any experience. And I think at first they let him be the coach. And then it was kind of like, okay, they took away the play calling. They took away a lot of the duties because I don't think that he was really ready to be a head coach.
And I think
that was out of necessity.
He sabotaged Wade Phillips.
Jerry
he did
that himself because Jerry gave on Jason Garrett almost the same amount of money that Wade Phillips was getting.
Well, Jason Garrett was the one that killed.
That was his boy.
To me, listen, when they fired, he's going
to do more for you than anybody else.
When they fired Wade Phillips, I wanted Jason Garrett gone myself. Okay, I was like, he was part of the organization. Get him out of here. There's Jarek J and Walker Wade. What's up, Walker Wade? How are you doing? What Walker Wade do we get today?
Silent. I'm just listening. I'm just waiting.
Wait a minute. That's scary. A quiet Wade is a scary Wade. Okay.
I want to say something to Derek. Derek, I appreciate what you said yesterday evening on your podcast. And if you ever need anything from me, anything, I'm here for you, brother.
Mama, you never say that to me. If I ever need anything.
Gary thought that Jason Garrett was going to be his Tom Landry.
Damn.
Hey, Momo. I need something from you.
What you need?
I need you to shut the fuck up. Forgive me, Dad, but that was needed. Okay.
Just ask that guy about Saquon Barkley.
About Saquon. Oh, no. I don't want to get Leo started. Let Leo continue to roll up that fat Dutchie. Okay, and he's quiet right now. Let that sleeping dog lie. All right, so I saw something just before I came on here, and it was actually started by a Commander player. I saw it maybe 2 weeks ago. He had called some of his teammates to say goodnight. Did y'all see that? You had Micah do that. He just tweeted it out about a half hour ago. And one of the people he called was Schottenheimer. And it was funny because you could hear Schottenheimer, when you're the coach, okay, when you're a football coach, and one of your players calls you at night, you get scared, right? You understand that, right? It's like, Coach, Coach, I've been arrested or I got a problem. It's like when your kids have gone out with your car and stuff, and they call you in the middle of the night.
What is it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you see, because first thing Schottenheimer said, you good? You okay? He's like, yeah, coach, I just called to say goodnight and things. And then Schottenheimer went into it and said, yeah. He said, I know this whole thing is difficult and all that stuff, and it's all going to work out, man, and everything else. He said, hopefully, he said, don't worry, coach, I'll be there on Monday. So I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. So they're emulating the Commanders there with Micah Parsons calling his teammates to say goodnight and love you.
Oh, okay, I get it. Those are little things, anecdotes to make you feel good, to keep you excited.
You know what?
About going into the season.
So what that tells me about Michael Parsons? I don't want him on my team now. I care that if he dropped dead today,
he ain't gonna be on your team, Momo. Hey, Momo, can you do me a favor?
Because he
Momo, I need your help, man.
Idea in his brain. He's a monkey see, monkey do individual. I was gonna say the other word to start with an N, end with an O, but I'm not gonna do that on your thing.
Shout out to Jimbo. Says hit the like button.
No, like that. But here's the thing. Just be original.
You know what, Momo, you're a liar. You're full of crap. Because they could go ahead and say, we're trading Micah Parsons to the Commanders, and you welcome him with open arms. You'd be like, oh, we got it. You know you would. You full of crap, man. Oh, I don't want him on my team. You are full of shit, man. Come on.
Can I tell you why?
What?
Momo got turned down, and then Momo said, I don't want your number anyway.
Yeah. So that shit stink anyway. I don't want none of that.
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why I don't want him? Because I don't want no specialty down defensive end / linebacker on my team because he's a specialty down player. He's not an every down player. He's good for passing. I don't want him on my team. He got enough of those.
Okay, you know what? Well, Momo, you ain't got to worry about it because he ain't coming to your team. Okay, so don't worry about what you ain't got. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So
that was pretty strong.
Here's what I will say though. After the trifecta that happened yesterday. Of course,
what was the trifecta?
The trifecta was Pac-Man Jones got busted for disorderly conduct and assaulting an officer.
Right.
After, of course, Boss Man Fat, drunk driving, ran over a woman on a motorcycle and killed her.
Damn.
And then earlier in the week, you had Greg Hardy arrested for something. So 3 / former Cowboys getting busted. Now, keep in mind that Pac-Man Jones and Greg Hardy were only here for 1 year and they played for multiple teams, but that's the way it's always played, that former Cowboys in trouble. Be that as it may, Schottenheimer.
Man, Fat, he's going to be gone for a minute now.
Oh, he was a part of the DC Defenders USFL team. He's done. I'm sorry, he's going to be done. This is where Schottenheimer talks about they want high character guys. I'm just saying that in the past, we've taken some flyers on some guys with questionable past. Thoughts on that? Do we need some crazy eyes?
Yeah, you do.
And you forgot about Greg Hardy, too.
Didn't I say Greg Hardy? Yeah, I said the trifecta. Pac-Man,
yeah.
Greg Hardy, and Kevin Joseph.
I mean, at the end of the day, Mark, you always gonna need you're gonna always need some goons on your team.
Well, some people kind of think that George Pickens is a little bit on the edgy side.
Yeah, again, that's a goon. You know what I'm saying? You got some people.
Okay, well, a goon versus a poor character.
The Cowboys were full of goons, getting in trouble, doing crazy shit all the time.
Yep. Right.
So are you missing out?
Here's the thing. Y'all gonna find something else about Pickens. So when he don't get that ball much as he wants to get the ball, then talk to me about him because he's not going because he likes to have the ball in his hands a lot.
And I guarantee
he'll get the ball.
It's
just about every number one wide receiver.
He's a number one. He's not a number two.
Okay.
So you gotta have designated who's gonna be number one and who's gonna be number two.
Long as he gets open, I'm fine with that.
Yep.
If he ain't open, I don't want to hear him complain.
That's my whole thing. Is
that's what T.O. did. T.O. dropped so many passes.
The mentality needs to be to win at all costs, whether that's catching the ball or blocking.
Right. I agree with you, Wade. But he's not that kind of a player.
We're gonna find out. We're going to find out.
Yeah. He's selfish.
Because T.O. dropped so many damn passes about not getting the ball. So as long as he gets open and catches the ball, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you hear about T.O.?
No, what happened with T.O.?
He apparently somebody is going to bring him to a training camp for a trial.
What? You got to be
Okay.
about what, 55 now?
Dog and
Yeah, he
Pony
says
Show.
he's still in good shape and all
He
this.
is in good shape, but 55, damn.
Yeah.
That honestly, like T.O. could. I'm gonna be honest. Like I've seen T.O. I don't know if he could play in the league now, but I think he could have played in the league till he was like 46. That dude was in amazing shape, well up in his late 40s.
Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
I
bringing him to
mean-
their camp.
I seen him at like what was he 48? He was like 48 years old. He outran Tyreek Hill in a 100-yard dash. I'm just saying. At
Ain't nobody
46, 48 years old, I'm just saying.
Nobody's bringing T.O. to their camp. Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it's more publicity.
Of
No,
course.
Anything.
Momo, nobody wants that.
I know. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that
Now, what I will
was
say is that considering the activity that's been going on with the Dallas Cowboys, actually, it's all notable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got to admit, you know what I'm saying?
You're trying to say the Cowboys are doing something right?
No.
Oh.
I said it's notable, the amount of activity. You don't know. We don't know what this is going to look like. We still don't know, but I will say it's notable that yes, I've noticed because I asked you a while ago, you know, or matter of fact, Loyal was the one who said it. I asked, you know, has he landed his helicopter in the middle of the practice field yet? No. Matter of fact, you don't really see him.
Jerry.
You don't really hear him, you know. Oh,
I
really?
did a virtual
And
interview
now,
with him, but that was about it. But
yeah, now Momo, I will say this for you. You have to understand OTAs normally is the chance for the team to see you for the first time since school let out.
Yep.
You don't have to be there, and you know that. Well, you do because it's official team activities. So you actually, some of them are voluntary and some of them are not. You know what I'm saying? But
They're
it's
all
the chance
voluntary
for the
until minicamp.
Yeah. Now, here's the interesting thing, too, is that this is the first chance a lot of the rookies get exposed to the other guys that's on the team. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time the coaches get to address the players in a setting that's on the field. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these, and it's the first time they get to see what you've been doing since you left. And a lot of these guys actually spend a lot of money
And time.
and time and going and training during the off season.
and
So they'll be at these places. There are people out there, Momo, that's making a bag just off of training NFL players during the off season.
And you know, the thing that impressed me, Leo, was when I went to the store, you know, I was going there thinking, okay, no one's going to be there. But nah, they were saying, you guys can't go in this room, because they were in there practicing. The lady even said, the sports store even told me Charles Haley went up in there and visited. So I'm like, he must have had to talk with the guys. So I just like the energy. I felt the energy when I walked in there.
Well, truth be told, Charles always shows up because famously, you may remember when Taco Charlton, because he actually said, I question Taco Charlton's football IQ and desire. And Taco Charlton, instead of taking it in and thinking, okay, this is a Cowboys great who's gotten 5 Super Bowl rings, he was kind of like, who's this old man? And that's when you know, okay, this guy's a freaking idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, but one of the things that's interesting, because I thought about this question for a minute and I realized something. When you guys say things like, particularly in the chat and on here, when you say you're an Eagles fan, why are you in here? Like, why are you on a Cowboys channel?
I still say that.
Yeah. And I realized, you know what it is?
What is it? Oh, here we
Here's the
go.
answer.
Because I like rubbing it in your face.
No. It's the metaphoric equivalent to being at your opponent's stadium, wearing your jersey, and your team wins. You see what I'm saying? You take pleasure in being the only person in the whole stadium who actually won something. You know, being on the good side of it all. Y'all haven't felt that in a while because you could do that on virtually. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what happens. Virtually, you could go virtually as an Eagles fan. I can literally put myself in the belly of the beast, which is the Dallas Cowboy fan base. And I'm not trolling. I'm just saying, I literally can put myself in the middle of the belly of the beast, which is the Dallas Cowboys fan base, and watch you guys and wallow in your pain. It's like watching your enemy have to listen to the nails on a blackboard, but you can't hear it. They can. Watching you guys go through the whole thing of watching the Philadelphia Eagles do what they did and then win.
But
it's been beautiful. And you get to do the other.
Leo.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Dr. Drew was telling me.
Internet wasn't like this the last time y'all won. So you didn't have this. That's why you don't know why.
Earlier, Dr. Drew was asking me, he was like, so do you guys think you can do anything with a rookie coach? And I told him, I said, Dracula, he got in the playoffs his rookie year.
Yep.
So anything's possible.
Yep. Look, Nick Sirianni was handed a Ferrari, or he had to build it. You see what I'm saying? And he got it. He
actually.
No, I didn't have you guys.
He actually had a great GM that gave him what he needed.
Back then, I mean, he had good players. But
he got him a nice car, and then we built, and then how we kept building on it, adding on it, taking the stock parts out, putting it for different parts, switching and everything like that. I mean, look, these guys, that team is going to have 13 picks next year in the draft. Coming off of 12 this year, Mark, right? Y'all up there too.
Yeah, we got 3 comp picks.
None of the things that I'm saying, especially when you think of outlook, none of the things that I'm saying about the Eagles actually don't apply to the Cowboys too. When you think about it, you guys did y'all got some what, Mark? Y'all got 12 draft picks, right?
No, I gotta double check and see how. I think it's 11. Digit. I think it's 11.
Yeah. Plus, wait a minute. You still haven't even factored in compensatory formula.
That's what. Right? Yeah, I think it's 11. We should get 3. Okay.
So when you think about like even the recovery from potential turnover, sky's the limit.
Okay, so here we have. I'm just noticing something else too. Now this is beginning to be kind of crazy. So I told everybody about Micah Parsons calling everybody say goodnight. So Shoddy took Dak, Joe Milton, Will Greer, and their families out to learn how to Greek dance.
How to what?
Greek dance. Okay, so there's a clip on Twitter of them throwing dishes, smashing them and shit, and Greek dancing. Will this help us win a Super Bowl? That is the question.
Was he gonna try to do some Karate Kid type of stuff, wax on, wax off, or something?
I don't know, but
it's like to show like there's some continuity.
You know what'll help the Cowboys win a Super Bowl?
Get some more players. Getting a nose tackle that can stop.
A lot of strip clubs.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of the culture,
right, Billy, that's what I'm saying. They haven't had that. The internet wasn't internet and like it is today when they won the Super Bowl. There was no such thing.
Well, here's what we don't have.
We didn't have internet. We didn't have social media. We didn't have. You only think that was a newspaper.
We had SI coming out on Thursday. Okay.
So to be able to just, put yourself in the middle of the belly of the beast it's fun. It is fun. I don't want to be around a whole bunch of Eagles fans. Nah, I want to be around y'all talking shit the whole time. Because guess what? Y'all gonna do it right back to me.
Okay, moving right along here. Here's what we can definitely say that somebody posted on Twitter rehashing when Micah Parsons and D-Law are screaming at each other on the sidelines and stuff. What's definitely happening is they've gotten rid of the old and they've gotten rid of anybody that might have been controversial. And D-Law, D-Law was a good player. I'm not going to lie and say he wasn't. He was a good player. Had some injuries at times and things that started breaking down and stuff. But the whole Hot Boys thing, I am so glad that the Hot Boys shit is gone. There was nothing that made me sicker than hearing, we the Hot Boys. Man, get the fuck out of here. We the Hot Boys.
But who co-signed that though? Who co-signed that?
That was D-Law's thing, man. He came up with that shit.
No, hold on, Mark. If you're gonna get after him, you gotta get after the other person who co-signed it. Who co-signed
Micah
it?
wasn't even on the team then.
It wasn't Micah.
Michael was saying.
Michael was on there talking Charlton.
The last 2 years,
Okay, that shit was already up and running before he got there. Okay, and D-Law was.
But he co-signed it though. I'm just saying, if you're gonna jump on him, jump on
everybody else. Apparently he wasn't co-signing too much else with him because there was definitely a lot of animosity between the two players.
Nah.
Yes. D-Law was the de facto leader on the team.
I personally believe when he went on the enemy, ESPN and Stevie A. Smith and all those guys, and then tell them they was tired. They was tired when they played.
That was D-Law.
That was D-Law. So I think I think a lot of players on that team felt like betrayed. Why would you say that?
Derek J, this is your.
Somebody else said that. I'm trying to remember what quarterback said the same thing, and nobody made anything about it.
No, yes, he did. I know you talking about the quarterback.
I'm trying to remember
when he said that he got berated, he got benched the next day.
The next day
he did not play.
They ain't talking about it anymore, though, are they?
They don't talk about D-Law no more about what he said. That's over and done with.
We just did. You just did, Momo. Sure you brought it back up.
I'm just saying. I'm just bringing it up because I'm just trolling at this point.
See, you can't even remember who the other person was that said it.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
The fact that he's not going to be a great quarterback. I think he played. I forget that team he plays for. I forgot the name of the team. He got replaced. He didn't play the next week.
No,
I don't think he's going to be in the league.
Actually, I think it was CJ. No, it might have been CJ Stroud.
No, it wasn't CJ Stroud. He's tall. See, I think he's about 6'3", 6'5". I can't. I don't know my phone now because I can't remember who it was. I just can't remember.
Find it out. But see, the problem is
he got benched the next week. He didn't play for a couple of games. Trust me.
No, we're not trusting you, Momo. We ain't trusting you.
But the Cowboys didn't bench on him. The following year, he was a starting defensive end.
And guess what? He ain't here anymore, is he?
That's by his choice.
No, it wasn't. No,
yes,
they released him.
They didn't release him.
Oh, excuse me.
He just said he signed his contract.
They didn't. No.
His contract.
They didn't offer him a contract, Momo.
We don't know nothing, Mark.
They didn't offer him a contract. His contract was done.
He fell right into it, Leo. Why into it.
Mark, why you let him? Why you go down that rabbit hole? Like don't you? It's clear, and then you wonder why. We say the things we say about.
Hold on.
Representation. Just so you know.
Almost sound like the Tyler that asks you why all the time.
Why? Yeah. And you kept answering it.
But why?
And it's like,
Derek, you know, I got him right there, Derek. I got him.
And you know what the most embarrassing part for this for me is, Momo, is that I actually believe that your team deserves to play us game one more than the Cowboys do.
I will agree.
You're not helping. You're not representing
factor. The revenge factor. See what Washington got. See what Philly has.
I'm gonna see you in the hospital.
I agree with that because I don't believe that Dallas came to that level to play the Eagles at this point from last year.
But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out where we stand. That's one thing for sure.
No,
we're
gonna
find out real fast.
Last year,
we're gonna find out real fast.
I would prefer for y'all to have. So that we could minimize.
I don't want a cake schedule like the 49ers have.
So to minimize the excuse of opening day jitters and all that stuff, I would have liked for y'all to have had a few more live.
No. You know what?
Before you come see
I tell you what I love. No.
Week 3.
No. Hey. Take another puff, pass. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Take your bottle there. Okay. Take your medicine, your mother's milk there, and shut the heck up.
Don't deserve it.
No, I am.
I get the whole ratings thing, but you don't deserve it.
We're playing with house money on that game.
So?
No, I'm just saying because I literally get. This is so funny because I have Eagle fan dude sends me an email first thing every morning. And his first thing is we're always in your head. You're always talking about about the Eagles. And I'm like, dude, There's nobody talking about the Eagles. You were emailing me as an Eagle fan telling me that I'm in, that y'all are in my head. You guys have it up here written in stone that you will crucify the Dallas Cowboys. So nobody's expecting us to do anything. We're playing with house money. If we lose, hey, okay, that was what was expected. I'm sitting here looking because Dallas Cowboys, September 4th, 8:20. Cowboys +7. +7.
Look, Mark, it's not telling you that we was going to beat the shit out of you twice last year was enough for me.
Well, it was with Cooper Rush and a team that deconstructed themselves. That was rebuilding.
I'm just saying to you, for me to say we're going to beat the shit out of y'all on game one is not fun. That's nothing for me. It's a bigger game for you than it is for us in terms of measuring yourselves against, game one, you get to measure yourselves against the champs, the defending champs. That means
but regardless, the difference, Leo, is it is a division game, and the division is where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why I said if it had to be a division game, then I believe that the Washington Commanders are more deserving of that game one slot against the defending champions. Only because we defeated them in an NFC Championship game just last year.
What was the score of that game?
Huh?
No, I was just saying. Go ahead, Dirk. Go ahead.
I'm messing with Momo. What was the score of the game?
Exactly.
And you think they deserve
because,
to be number one?
Only because they went to the NFC Championship game.
Is what they done.
And if you think about it, if you think about it, leading up to that game and pretty much since that game, they still talk spicy. They talk as if they didn't get their asses kicked. We didn't put 55
look,
on.
Look.
You hear them talking about
I'm defending my team on that game.
Listen, I'm not talking necessarily about you, but what I am saying is that Commander fans, for the experience of a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I have to admit that as of late, because of Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn and all the things that has been happening, Commander fans have been talking mighty spicy lately.
I agree.
Mighty spicy.
Okay,
Leo, wait, Momo, hold on for a moment. Because you do not know what it's like to be an Eagles fan experiencing what a Commanders fan is like. And why I came to the conclusion that I really like if there's an NFC East team whose ass I really would like to see us get kicked, it's the Washington Commanders. Because of the fact that they went to the NFC Championship game and the way they talk about Jaden Daniels. I just want to, I really do.
Okay, let me Mark, let me just say this, and you go.
And Momo, you was a big part of that reason.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Big shit.
Here's the thing.
I just want you to shut the fuck up. I swear to God.
Washington fan. I would never say that the C word because I think the dumbest name in America for a nickname. I would never say that name. You have never heard me say it. I say the Washington football team. First of all, most of these podcasters who are Washington's fans and they talk about Washington, they blow me away because they talk this shit all the time. Where were you when we needed help and like that? Y'all are to me the worst. Y'all the worst of the worst of Washington fans. Because Washington fans don't act that way. My people I knew were Washington fans, and so they get these delusional Washington fans to come up and act like they done something. We won one game. But what I am saying is that I believe in Jaden Daniels going to have a great season. I believe in Dan Quinn. I believe Dan Quinn going to change the defense around. I believe our running and stopping the run going to be better. But not these delusional. They talking about Super Bowls, 2 or 3 Super Bowls.
I agree. You're right. They're delusional because he's going to step back just like C.J. Stroud did. Okay, your defense ain't going to do jack because you look at the games that you guys won going down the stretch. You were frauds. The real Washington Commanders showed up against the Eagles and got their ass handed to them.
Mark, you and I both tried to tell Momo a few months ago that there is a such thing as a
I don't believe that's going to happen.
It could possibly happen, and he
It happens to everybody, Momo. It happened to Dak. It
Okay, we'll
happened
see.
You know what I'm
to
saying?
Hurts.
Or
And
his production
even
might
went
go
through the
down a
whole
little.
thing
It
of
happens to everybody.
explaining to him.
Was.
Unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
So didn't your boy Tony Romo compare him to Patrick Mahomes?
Compare who?
Who? See, I mean, your quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Yes, he did.
Oh, you know what? I don't give a rat's ass what Tony Romo has to say.
Tony Romo's the expert, according to everybody.
Tony Romo, it's like, shut up, Tony. You get on my nerves. Just like, shut up, Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do. Sorry about that, fellas.
What's the other quarterback y'all got who won those Super Bowls?
Tony Romo, that
Aikman.
choker.
I knew it was coming. Somebody was gonna say that.
What you say, Chris? You say knew it was coming.
Yeah, I knew somebody was gonna say that.
Look. See, and again, this is why. The only reason why I say that is because I know that the way they talk about Jaden Daniels and in relation to everybody else in the division, I'm like, wait a minute, this has just been 1 year of
Okay. All right. Wait. But before Momo has any visions of grandeur, I'm going to go ahead and snatch your dreams away. Okay? No, just shut up for a second, Momo. Just shut up for a second. You lost. Okay. You beat the New York Giants. Congratulations on November 3rd. Then you lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You lost to the. Hold on. It's my turn to talk. Okay. You lost to the Eagles. Okay. Then you lost to Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys when we were asked. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you didn't. Yeah. Okay. Now, congratulations. You beat the Tennessee Titans, who had the number 1 pick the next week. Then you beat not the New Orleans Saints that was at least credible the first couple of games. The New Orleans Saints that literally just went down the toilet. Okay. All right. Then you beat the Eagles with their backup quarterback.
When we drove Jaden Hurst's face into the turf, into the ground on purpose.
Okay. And then you beat the Atlanta Falcons, another ass team.
That rabbit hole with you, Momo. I'm not going.
And you barely beat us with Cooper Rush again. It's not like you face great quarterbacks going down the stretch there, bro.
Actually,
you hear him, Lord, right? You hear him trying,
the Atlanta game, that he got Mark, and now he's going
after me. He got Mark.
Michael Penix
going after me.
Michael Penix? Come on, bro.
He's very good.
Come on, man.
He's a very good quarterback.
Loyal, you hear this shit? You hear this? You hear it, right? So long as one of y'all.
Jaden Daniels had a great year, Momo.
Okay. All right. Now, you got the big boy schedule now, bro. You got the big boy schedule.
They had tape on him all year. So
not like they do now. Now they had a whole offseason to evaluate him.
See why I want them.
They're going to go out and pick some players.
Now you see why I want them week 1. You hear how he talk? This is exactly what I was talking about. That he said he wasn't. Man, come on, bro.
I'm being realistic.
No, you're not being realistic.
I am.
You should be humble and say, man, my team played better than what everyody thought with the new coach. But you got this saying, you know what? No, bro.
And his personality, his demeanor, he doesn't panic. He's the type of quarterback. He go out there. He gonna see things. They're gonna be different, and he's going to do what he has to do to get those first downs, to get those wins, I'm telling you, he's a different type of quarterback.
Dak's rookie year, he had a lot of numbers similar to Jaden Daniels.
Yes, but
he was running, he was doing everything, and then the next year he got hit in the mouth. Jalen Hurts, he first came out, he was
Cowboy. Dak Prescott wear his emotions on his sleeves every day of his life. This kid doesn't.
Yeah, and I'll agree with that. I think a lot of it has to do with Dak is because that injury. Man, that first injury he had, he sees a crime scene. He's just more cautious.
Yeah.
When he comes to running the ball. But
I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. By the way, my podcast is called Momo Rants. It's coming to podcast to a place
coming to a theater near you.
You know what? He's been
and I
trying
got
out
some
his
good
bits
shit.
on
I'm about
us,
to
Mark.
load up.
Okay.
I got
Mark,
some
he's
good
been
shit.
doing his bits on us. That's what
Momo's
he's been doing.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
coming to a backyard near you.
Yeah, exactly. That's
See,
right.
you know what's funny is, see, I'm on equate. No, Momo. Let me teach you something here, son. Let me teach you something. Your commanders are going to be like some of these YouTubers. No. I'm going to tell you because it's easy to get sucked in. Because I remember about 6-7 months ago, a YouTuber going viral. And that shit went to, because it was like I'm on Easy Street. I've done cracked the
story several times.
Look, I didn't crack the YouTube algorithms, and all of a sudden she was teaching classes and shit like that, right? Because she was viral. And you know what? That shit went straight up, and that shit dropped straight right back down to earth. And now it's back to, I think I'm gonna go back to dashing. Okay.
Okay. Here's the thing, Mark. Here's the thing. I'm not a typical Washington fan. I do not. I believe that his demeanor will make him a better quarterback, and how he plays, how he approaches the game is different.
Yes, and that may be true. But guess what?
He's that. That's what I believe.
That's what you believe. But guess what? You know what I believe?
I'm not saying.
You know what I believe though, Momo? That there's 31. Hold on, Momo. Momo, listen, bro. I hear what you're saying.
Just hear me out, Mark. I believe they're not going to the Super Bowl. I believe they're not going to NFC Championship. I ain't one of those people. I believe they're going to win the division, and they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs, because I don't think they're ready for that. I think it will take the fourth.
Hold up. You think the Commanders are going to win the division?
Yes. I always said.
Oh, he thinks you're going to be third, bro.
He's been saying that all year.
He's been saying that all off season. But here's what I know, Momo.
Cowboys coming in first. I don't know what you're talking about, Momo.
Momo, here's what I know is there's 31 defensive coordinators that have staffs that are now looking at everything that Jalen Daniels does. Every step, every throw, every read.
Okay, Mark, I'm going to ask everybody just one question. You keep saying they're going to stop it. You can't stop.
I didn't say you're gonna
just because you know it's coming. That means you can stop.
Okay, yeah.
One, you don't have the defensive tackles you used to either, and you could be a little light in the ass up in the middle.
You're bruising for a cruise. I mean, you're cruising for a bruise in there, bro.
Mark, you got to cut that clip. You got to make that a clip. That's a clip. You got to cut that. You got me. Now you got something from him.
Hey, Momo, Drew said he subscribed to your channel.
Hold on. Say it, Mark?
Wait, Mark.
Go ahead, say it. Say it,
Momo.
Say it, Momo.
Football fan, the Washington football team is going to go 11-6 or 10-7, win the division, and lose in the first round of playoffs. No Super Bowl, no NFC Championship. We will beat the Eagles 1 out of 2 and beat the Cowboys 1 out of 2. That's what I believe. Period.
Wait a minute. Did he just step it back some?
Yeah,
I swear.
I swear he was like, "We gonna win the division and everything." We gonna split with Washington. We gonna split with the Cowboys. We gonna split with the Eagles. But we gonna win the division. 11-6.
Because I believe. Hold on,
Momo. Wait a minute. Take a moment.
I had taken a moment because I'm looking at the
rethink what you just said, and then try it again.
Teams. Both teams got a tough schedule. All 4 teams in the division got a hard schedule this season. So within that schedule frame, it's a 10-win or 11-win frame for Washington. The Eagles gonna take a back seat because Jalen Hurts is gonna have to throw the ball more, and I don't believe that he can win games throwing the ball 28 to 35 times a game.
Okay.
Momo, you don't even sound right, man.
Get him, Thomas.
Don't argue with me today, old timer. Take your Gerald Tall. Take your Gerald Tall. And leave me alone.
Okay, let me shout out Chris May. Hold on. Shout out Chris May for the super chat, as well as David J. How you doing, David J? Appreciate the super chats. And we got to check in on our scoreboard because we got D Moore. Shout out to D Moore at third place. We got Jeff Lee. My name is Jeff is in second. Who is in the clubhouse right now? Who's our leader? What the heck?
Holly.
What is this?
Holly Pierce is in the league.
YouTube thing on Leo.
They have a new thing for scoreboards for interaction for the most like if you comment, do super chats or things like that. It basically does a count now. And so the top 3 people, you see a crown in there, okay? So you can see who is leading. And what we've been doing is we've been giving away a Jobu T-shirt, custom shirt for whoever wins. We'll start doing some other prizes, some of the prints and things. We've got autograph signing show in Chantilly, I believe in 2 weeks. I know DeMarcus Ware is going to be there, so we'll be getting his autograph and stuff. So I'm appreciative of everybody who's in here, everybody who's commenting and everything else for the channel, because we appreciate and love you guys. Kid Cowboy, they got Debo. They got Debo and they got Michael Gallup. Debo, how fat? You might want him to come in and work out, Momo. He was kind of out of shape last year.
Yeah,
Momo was talking about T.O. Just bring T.O. in, Momo.
No, I don't want that old Negro.
And
Go ahead, Momo. Go get T.O. He's right. Yeah, go get T.O.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, damn, you got Michael Gallup and Debo Samuel. Might as well go
Debo.
Hey, get Jerry Rice while you're at it. Shit.
Debo's in shape. So stop all that. He was fat last year.
You know what,
Momo?
Momo? I agree with you.
Hell, go get Ezekiel Elliott. He needs the team.
Technically, round is a shape,
Yeah,
it is.
And that 6-pack is gonna be in shape too. But end of the day, I'm gonna be fine. The Cowboys gonna be fine. The Eagles gonna do what they do. They're gonna try to run the ball. They ain't gonna be successful. Jaden Hurst gonna throw at least 15 to 18 interceptions this season coming up.
15 to 18 interceptions.
He said the Eagles gonna win 7 games.
Wait. Did you just say your quarterback's gonna throw 15 to 18 interceptions?
No, he said Jalen Hurts is.
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he's talking.
I don't know how that's possible. He only throws 22 times a game.
Right, he's giving his predictions on the field.
And the Giants gonna be the Giants. The Giants gonna win 4 or 5 games in ankle because with that quarterback thought they get, he ain't gonna do too much.
Just because you said that the Giants are gonna beat you twice.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
You are going to be the new New York Giants that went to the playoffs and the next year were ass.
Russell Wilson probably won't have 20 interceptions because he is not that good.
Off and run up the middle on you.
All right, here's a question for you, Momo. You ready? What's the name of the Washington football team's offensive coordinator?
I can't remember.
Okay, see, there you go, folks. That's all y'all need to know right there. There you go.
I have a short memory. I'm old as fuck.
There you go.
Isn't it the Cardinals' old coach?
That right there just told you.
Here's what you need to know.
You're right. Only true Washington fans call the team the Hogs and the Redskins still. Only the fake Washington fans call them the Commanders.
I would never revert to calling that team our Redskins, because I know the history of the name. Now, if you don't know the history of the name, as a Washington fan, living and born and raised in D.C., you don't like that.
Let me ask you this: since you're such a big Washington fan, first of all, it's the former Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury.
Do you know about? Hold it. Do you know about the Turkey Bowl? I mean, excuse me,
Pillsbury, you would have forgotten.
No, because
the chicken game.
I do.
Hold it. Do you know about the history of the chicken game?
The chicken game? What chicken game? What you talking about? The chicken game?
The chicken game. You know the history and stuff of them. You don't know about the chicken game?
I never heard of no chicken game. You must get you got refresh my memory. I told you I have bad memory sometimes.
There we go. Y'all.
I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old.
All I'm saying is, if I was a Washington Redskins, if I was a Washington Commanders fan, I wouldn't call them
Drew
that
said he's
unsubscribing,
Momo.
still, because you won your titles as the Redskins. You were in championship contention as the Redskins.
Anyway, take your troll ass away from me. If you want to, don't come and say you're gonna join and get away. Don't be an anything giver.
Indian giver. Ain't heard that
No,
since
Drew.
1994. Indian giver.
No, Drew, I'm gonna bring them on, Drew. Don't. I'm gonna bring them on.
No, but here's the thing. I forget a lot of stuff, so I don't know. I keep forgetting.
Let me ask you this. Okay,
offensive coordinator, and he was the head coach of Arizona Cardinals, so I forget about things. I do.
Somebody
Now,
said, and you forget to take it back.
He forgets
as a
things like his
longtime
team
Washington
stinks.
fan, I will remember those days of me selling Cokes at RFK Stadium. And people don't realize, and Mark, you know this is true. RFK Stadium, 2 blocks away is the hood. Is that right?
Kind of the hood, but the hood is changing. It'll be okay. It's where Nationals Park was used to be the hood.
How many times people got players and other and fans from other teams who didn't know the area got robbed or got mugged or got killed?
That's your okay, but let me go back here. Okay, Momo.
So what I'm saying is that Washington for life. Washington going to win the division. Eagles go come in third.
Damn.
To win the division.
Did you send some of that Dutchie over to him?
The Eagles go. You must be predicting the Eagles to win 7 games.
No,
the division gonna be ass.
Here's my prediction.
He said they're gonna win at 10-7.
11. Okay, let me go out. They're gonna be 11-6. Cowboys going to come down with 10 wins, and Eagles gonna come down with 8 wins. That's what I believe.
Damn, he's saying y'all gonna have a losing season.
Losing record, yeah.
So I think what he's bringing up is because Mike told me to mention it, but the Madden Curse. Christian McCaffrey was on the cover last year.
Oh yeah,
Saquon's on this year.
Yeah,
any concern?
Vick was on.
Yeah,
I remember all of it.
But it's not about the injury.
And don't forget, he also got OPY too.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another thing. The Madden Curse is never about injuries. It's about you just having a bad year.
Okay.
I think Brady broke the Madden
wire.
Curse. I think Tom Brady and Gronk was the ones that broke the Madden Curse, though.
No, that's that same year. Ain't that the same year they had Inflategate?
Yeah, when Brady was on the cover, but then
that's the same year. So he did get into some trouble. There was a curse because he still got in trouble.
And then Gronk was on the cover the next year, I believe.
Well, here's the thing. I'll say in response to the Madden Curse and the OPY curse, I'm not giving that any kind of power right now.
You ain't got no choice.
Too late.
It's in the air, bro.
Your coach is Dracula.
Okay.
It's a night to have a curse, Drew.
There you go. So whatever that's more for you guys than it is for us right now. And the things that we have to consider and the outlooks and all that stuff. We're so beyond the curses and stuff like that. But okay.
Thank you, Madden.
There you go.
Anything that the league needs to make themselves feel
better. Yes, thank you for making me feel better. But for Momo, let me read you about the chicken game. December 1961, an unknown number of Cowboy fans snuck into DC Stadium armed with bags of chicken feed. When Alaskan snow dogs were dragging Santa Claus onto the field. And during the halftime show, the pranksters would unleash dozens of hungry chickens onto the field, 75 white and 1 black. The significance of the black chicken was to symbolize how Marshall was the only owner in the league who would not recruit African-American football players.
That's true.
And he was saying, hold on, can I finish?
Yeah, thank you.
He said, we'll start signing Negroes when the Harlem Globetrotters start signing whites. The chickens fit into 2 large crates and were smuggled into the stadium the morning of the game. The chickens and the smugglers went unspotted until halftime, when the stadium usher noticed a man guarding the crates and heard chickens. Could you imagine smuggling chickens into a football game these days? Though the guard tried to bribe the official with $100, he was quickly reported and arrested, and the chickens confiscated. As it turned out, the official was actually Redskins general manager Dick McCain. The following year, the night before the third Redskins-Cowboys matchup in less than a year, pranksters sneaked into Marshall's hotel suite and dropped off a large turkey in his bathroom. When Marshall went into the bathroom, the turkey puffed up and gobbled at him, causing Marshall to flee. Chickens are nice, Marshall said, but man, shouldn't fool around with a mad turkey. So understand some of the history of your own team.
I never heard that story.
This is a true story.
And then you wonder why we look.
No. Let's hear me out, Mark and Leo. I never heard that story because I was born in 1961.
I was born in 65, but I still know the history of the rivalry.
I don't know the story,
I know that your offensive coordinator is.
I never heard the story. Now I hear stories all the time about Washington. When I was here's the thing: when I was selling cokes. Just a little information. Selling cokes, RFK
sniffing coke.
I was C-O-K.
I'm about to say now.
You thought you was talking about booger sugar.
I'm about to say I understand everything now,
Momo. You got
never get high on your own supply, man.
In the air.
Okay. I was selling Coca-Cola.
Everybody was like, "Wait,
drinks. I was selling soft drinks, and the stadiums, right? So when I was
Momo was slanging.
Momo Scarface. Say hello to my little friend.
And I used to meet. I seen Billy Kimball. And I see Sonny Jurgensen and Roy Jefferson, all these great Washington receivers and what have you. And so I would see there, and I see George Allen, and if I go downstairs there, I would say, "Hey, I'll get on some free sodas or whatever." So the game was because it was like third quarter. But what I did notice back then in those days is that most of those players, like Sonny Jurgensen, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how Billy, especially Sonny Jurgensen, he was nothing but a drunk playing football.
He sure was.
Yeah,
he would throw the football. He would sling that ball down the field. It was crazy how he would throw that ball, and he was drunk as a skunk.
Yep, it was I remember us playing football as kids, and anytime there was a bad pass, we'd say it's a Kilmer pass.
Yeah, it was wobbly because it would wobble because he couldn't throw the ball. Because remember, he played for the 49ers, and he had that car accident that made his mess up his hip. And when he went back and tried to throw a pass, his body was never the same because he was a running back because he could run. He was a fast runner back in his day before the accident. But there's a wobbly passes. So I seen that up front. I seen Roger Staubach. I was on the one side settle. I seen Roger Staubach and Madden and shook his hand. I seen Drew Pearson. I was selling Cokes. Coca-Cola soft drinks, okay.
There you go.
And I was 16 years old, and that was my little job I did because I was made. So I seen these great Cowboy players and these great players at the time, great players with what their body went through after the game. I'm going through there. I could see them coming down to their locker room, and I see them. They be sore and hurt. Football ain't the same, will never be the same. The only reason the NFL even got these rules in place about safety is because they don't want to have another lawsuit. That's all it's about.
Well, yeah. Well, the NFL is more protect the brand. They do what they have to, going by public opinion. They will do stuff that sounds good. But the whole CTE and we're going to look out for the players after that was bullshit. Because what you had to do, the whole hoops you had to jump through to prove that you were actually injured. I think it was Wes Welker. Wes Welker, they basically tried to say that he couldn't prove that his knee issues were from football. For black players, they say your cognitive abilities are lower than white players to start with. And so that there's nothing wrong with you cognitively. We're not talking about 50 years ago. We're talking about the last couple of years.
Right. Mark, remember the famous thing that happened the day before the Super Bowl with Jimmy the Greek? What he said about...
I can't remember what it was. What did
Jimmy
he say?
Greek, who was the Super Bowl? Can't think of his name. Oh my God, he went to Grambling. My mind.
Oh, you mean Doug Williams?
Doug Williams.
Man, do you have CTE?
Yes, I probably do. Cause I've been in the military.
Damn. More family in the house. Vinny Hogan, Terrence. Damn, you can't remember Doug Williams?
No, my mind I just went to blank. But Doug Williams,
can't remember. Momo, get yourself checked out, man. You can't remember your offensive coordinator?
You at least got to know what years you won the Super Bowl, Momo. Come on now.
Damn.
He won a Super Bowl, man. What's wrong with you?
He's the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
I remember that game. They were down.
Lord Cowboy, Jimmy the Greek had said something the night before, and he got fired from CBS. today, no, the show, because of what he said about Doug Williams.
I remember Howard Cosell was talking about Darryl Green. Look at the monkey go.
Well, yeah, remember that? Yeah, I remember that Monday Night Football, because remember he had what did he chased down Dorsett. That's what he said that. He chased down Dorsett.
No, I thought he had separated his arm and he took it he intercepted and took it all the way.
No, that was a Saturday game against the Chicago Bears.
All right. But I remember he said, "Look at that monkey go."
He did say monkey go. He did definitely. Howard Cosell did say that.
Wow. Well,
they used to say some racist things on Danny Don Merritt. To say they used to cut Danny Don Merritt's mic off during football games because he was saying something. They said, remember. Mark, who was the straight man in that booth? For Danny Don,
the controversial comment. The game
and who was the guy married to Kathy Lee Gifford?
Frank Gifford.
Frank Gifford.
He can remember her wife's name. Who was that? Frank Gifford, who literally got just about killed by Concrete Charlie. Yeah. One of the most vicious hits you will ever see in life. And no, I was not born when that happened.
Yeah.
But they thought he was dead on the field.
Yeah,
they claimed Dick Buckets killed somebody on the field because when he hit that guy and it was raining and muddy and it was a puddle of water and the guy almost died. I don't think he died on the field. I think he died when he got back.
No, but he
my name is Jeff is in first place again. Oh my God, Jeff, you're killing it, man. You're killing it.
Benny. It was NFL Today. NFL Today was, to me, the most biased TV show, football show in America at the time.
This is his rants. This is Momo's rant.
Yeah, no, it was biased.
This is Momo's rant.
Okay, so hold it here. This is the call.
Going down there, she was pretty, so pretty girl.
Hold on, Momo. This was the call that got. This was the call that got Howard Cosell fired.
Momo,
hold on. But then as a Washington fan, listen to that crap.
Oh my God! It's like wind them up.
Look, stop.
Okay, listen.
The game was on with the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Redskins. The date was September 5th, 1983, and the show, of course, was Monday Night Football. Alvin Garrett was the wide receiver for the Redskins in '83.
Okay.
He narrowly escaped a tackle to get a first down against the Cowboys.
And that little monkey kicked loose, doesn't it?
Comparing an African-American player like Alvin to a monkey did not go over well. Viewers called in to ABC to complain.
It was Alvin Garrett. Okay. I was thinking it was Darryl Green that he did.
Scab game when all the Cowboys players came back?
No, that was not the scab game. No.
I was in the scab.
Alvin Garrett was one of your better players. That was not a scab.
He was. But you remember the scab game, right?
I remember. Yeah.
And they even made a movie about it.
Well, a parody about it. It wasn't really.
Were trying to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
It was with Keanu Reeves, dude. Okay.
The replacements.
Yeah, it's a true story. I was at that game. And I crossed
selling coke.
I was say white boom. I got free tickets. I got some free tickets on my boss game. I say, okay, we'll go. All my friends, we went, and they getting mad over the strike, and then the Cowboys had most of their players there, and they had and what the most shameful thing about that thing is that that team helped them be in position to go and win that Super Bowl that year.
Yep.
You're talking about the '83 Redskins lost.
Yep. Two of your Super Bowls were short.
14-2. They were 14-2 that year, but they lost to the Raiders.
No, I'm talking about the year before that when they beat the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
When they beat the Denver Broncos. That was the year that the scabs came in and everybody. Then after that game, all the players came back, and they didn't get none of those guys.
What up, Game Time?
Who made the wave for them to be in the position. It took them another 10 or 15 years or 20 years before they got Jack and Cook wouldn't give them a Super Bowl ring to the players, the scab player, replacement players.
Yep. Because y'all petty like that.
Oh yeah, they petty. Oh, they definitely petty. I agree with you. That was petty.
Game Time, Brian. Shout out to Game Time in the chat.
Yeah, the Redskins beat the Raiders that year in the regular season, killed them, and then
do y'all remember that Marcus Allen run for the touchdown?
Oh, I was pissed off that game.
He literally, they had him dead to rights, and he did a 180, went down the other side, and just kept rolling.
I did that.
They literally beat the crap out of you that game.
Joe Theismann wasn't Joe Theismann. Theismann, I don't know what he was that game because he looked bad in that game.
Well,
they were 14-2. They beat the Raiders during the regular season bad, but then that Super Bowl, it all fell apart.
Yep,
it fell apart because guess who was Chicago Bears? Chicago Bears was a great team, but the nemesis Chicago Bears was the Washington team. Because Washington always had their number in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that Super Bowl, it was Lester Hayes' birthday, and he had vowed before the game that he was not going to let Art Monk and your receiving corps have a good game. Mm-hmm. And he played one of the best games of his career that game.
Okay, here's another trivia for Cowboy fans.
Oh, look, he can't even remember who his offensive coordinator. He's going to give us trivia.
Well, but the year it was, I forgot what year it was, but the year that the fun bunch was made. So the Cowboys decided, hey, y'all ain't doing no fun bunch on us in our stage. I think it was at the stadium, and they stopped it. The following year, the NFL said no more celebrating. That's when they stopped the celebration period for no team because it was a big fight on the field because the Cowboys secondary said no, they broke up the fun bunch. Remember that, Mark?
So yeah, I remember, but okay.
Well, what's the trivia?
The trivia is that's what I'm saying. That's when they stopped celebrating. The NFL the following year said no more celebrating.
But I've seen teams celebrate now.
I'm saying at that time they recently brought it back.
Do y'all realize?
You couldn't do group celebrating. They recently brought it back. You couldn't do group celebrating anymore.
Do you guys realize that this is the representation of the Washington Commanders?
I'm representing myself, Leo. I ain't representing nobody else. I ain't got nothing to do with nobody else to do. I'm representing me. I am that man. I am him. So stop saying I'm representing a whole cast. It's so no, I don't get off topic. It's sort of like somebody say, "Hey, you got these black leaders. I ain't vote for this mother alpha to be my
okay."
leader.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to get political. Wait a minute. Are you not a fan of?
I'm a fan of the Washington football team. I'm not a fan. I ain't representing the team. I ain't getting the check, Leo. Like you ain't
you are a fan of the Washington football team, correct? You are a fan of the Washington football team.
Of course I am.
Of course, he's not a fan of the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, and I am a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. And right, you and I are on a Dallas Cowboys fans channel.
I don't care.
So
anymore.
as far as I'm concerned, you represent the Washington Commanders as far as
I represent me.
As far as this platform is concerned.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care what you're talking about. Let's move on, Leo, because you ain't gonna win this argument. Because I'll talk to you and I'll work you any day of the week. So stop talking to me about this.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. No, you won't. I will keep talking over you and keep it like that until you change this subject.
No, you won't.
Put money in the bank and put money in the bank.
Hold on, Momo, Leo. Let the team that has the most Super Bowls in the division, let us fans talk. How about that?
Tell us about what it's like to be a Super Bowl champion in this millennium.
Damn.
Tell me what it's
like. Tell me what it's like to win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years.
Oh wow! So
tell me what it's like to go to back-to-back Super Bowls 3 different times.
What was the internet like when y'all last won the Super Bowl?
Oh, there you go.
What was that like? Huh? It's 2025 and
it was slow and it took a week to send
the new world.
So you got mail.
No, not even close.
You have not experienced the new world. You don't know there's a new way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole new way of being a fan of a team who recently won. But do you realize the last time you won a Super Bowl, they call it the late 1900s now? You won in the late 1900s. There was no such thing as internet.
Drew Momo 55.
A lot of stuff.
Thanks for the
came out since
super
last time
chat,
we won a Super
Momo.
Bowl.
I mean,
Right, so
Drew.
the way you so
electric
as
cars, cell phones,
what that is like is different than what y'all might remember. I'm just telling you.
Super Bowls?
Well, I guess that's better than stinking for half your franchise.
You know what's great?
Yeah,
it's
a new world. There's more people
Hold
who
on.
don't know, who are fans of yours, who don't know what this team looks like.
You know, though.
Isaac Aguilar,
you
how
know,
you doing?
because you saw it live action.
Yes, sir. Look, man, my grandmother, we just celebrated my grandmother's 100th birthday on Thursday, right?
Congratulations.
She's 100 years old, bro. She's off the chain. The interesting thing is that I went to see a movie called Sinners, and the time period of that movie, my grandmother was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Like how Michael B. Jordan was dressed in 92. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so when I think about the things that she has seen in 100 years.
That was the first time we won the Super Bowl, the triplets. It's 92, right?
Yeah, see what I'm saying? The late 1900s.
Yeah, the different haircut, and the sweater and all that. And
it seems like it, but it really
if you think about it.
But Leo, if you look back at your Eagles, the history of your Eagles, y'all had very good teams.
Leo, they're going to talk. Here's the thing, though, Leo. They're going to talk about that 90s Cowboys team 100 years from now in the NFL. Ain't no one going to talk about the 2024 Eagles.
Oh!
Ain't no one going to talk about that 2024 Eagles. They will always talk about that 90s Cowboys Super Bowl.
They don't talk about the 2017 one either.
You know why they always talk about those 90s Cowboys teams? Because they kick the shit out of any Eagles team that's ever been fielded in your franchise's history.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Wait,
you got to
let
that's all there is too.
I want there to be a little more space so that when Mark cuts this clip up, there's not a whole lot. I want there
somebody
to be
somebody said Granny is 100 years old. She's still only seen 2 Eagles Super Bowls.
Oh shit! Oh damn! Oh shit! He dropped the bomb on your ass! Damn!
Man, people are brutal.
Wow.
Wow.
Heisenberg.
That was good,
that was
man.
a good one. That was a good one. I gotta get out of who said that?
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg, you got me, Heisenberg. That was a good one.
I ain't touching that one. and it's been close to 60 Super Bowls and nothing.
David J. At least we won a championship in the 1900s.
I look at the Eagles.
Shout out to David J. for the super chat.
I think y'all had better quarterbacks. I thought Randy Cunningham was a great quarterback. I thought y'all had some great quarterbacks in here.
The ultimate weapon.
Yes, he was that man.
Randall Cunningham, I like.
And then
didn't the Sports Illustrated
I like Reggie White.
And then y'all got Michael Vick. I thought y'all was going to go. I thought y'all was going to head into another direction. I really thought.
Reggie White scared me, man. That dude was scary.
Mm-hmm.
He was just mean. He just.
But
he got a hold of him.
He's the one that Lawrence Teller called him number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lawrence Teller was like, when I think about putting him in rank, he was like, I put Reggie White.
I'd hate to be his kid to get out of line. He'd probably beat the crap out of his kid.
I would put Reggie White because Reggie White was that guy. He was that guy.
Yeah. And if you think about, like you said, history and everything like that, there's some players on that that historically have played for that team that, Eric Allen should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago.
They played for the Eagles too, right?
Yep. If you look at his numbers are better than Dion's. You know what I'm saying? He's got numbers like, you wouldn't think it, but Brian Dawkins has better numbers than Troy Polamalu, even though they're both in. I'm just saying, like, damn, like, you look at these dudes' numbers,
So here's a question: do you think they ever put Michael Vick in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
No.
If they he's not saying that. If they put that Manning boy for the New York Giants in, you got to put him.
Well, he got too much. You got to look at what he did too, man.
That dog.
I think that dog thing that ruined his chance of getting in the Hall of Fame.
Eli Manning, like we can say what we want to. He won 2 Super Bowls.
You got to call him Coach Michael Vick now. It's Coach Michael Vick.
Coach Michael Vick was a beast. He was the beast.
Yeah, the
Michael Vick experience was real.
Absolutely, and actually both phases. You know what I'm saying? Young Michael Vick, and then after prison when he was with.
Yeah, remember that game against the Giants, and he came back and won that game.
Woo! Yeah, remember that game against Washington Redskins when he lit your ass up? On the
I remember that. I remember that.
Didn't they put up 50 on y'all on that game too? Yeah, game one.
I especially remember when he was playing on the Eagles and you had your little dream team with Vince Young as your backup. I remember that debacle.
No, they weren't on the team at the same time.
Sure about that?
Yeah, they weren't on the team. When he said dream team and all that stuff, nah. Well, was he?
But I still
Vince Young was y'all's backup.
Vince Young, it's a travesty that Vince Young,
nobody
never picked up Vince Young when he was released, and he was still a good quarterback, and nobody picked him up. Nobody picked Vince Young up.
Listen, right now, I'm more so. I feel like we have a better than average chance of repeating. I'll say it that way. But
I don't think y'all got a good chance of repeating. Y'all got a good chance of winning 8 games.
And
I'll give you that. You got a good chance of winning 8 games.
I still hang my hat on the fact that I think we are going to repeat. You know what I'm saying?
What evidence shows that
the way this team is built right now and the things that, again, barring no major injuries and stuff like that. Yeah,
y'all implemented a good system in your organization.
But yet they don't have the same depth they had last year, though.
We're set up, dog. We're set up.
You got a good system.
They have the same dominant line still.
Yeah, but they don't have the same. But they don't have the same.
They think they may have had. They have a couple of candidates for to replace Lane. You know what I'm saying?
Look, y'all got a good. Y'all got a good team. No. The Eagles got a good team. I'm not going to say that.
And I hate it.
But guess what? Guess who's going to be standing in your way this year, Leo? The damn Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, you know what?
Dallas Cowboys.
You know what? This is what I'll say.
Thanks, Mike. Dirty Sanchez. Marcus sounds like Leo is walking back his words.
No, he's not.
From what you recorded.
Not walking back his words. No, he is not.
Shout out to Dirty Sanchez.
Don't worry about Washington. You got to worry about us.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. If that's the case, then since we have to play you guys, right?
Yes, you do.
And this formidable offense and this crazy defense y'all are building with this new culture and all this activity. If I got to play that team, then I would much rather play that team with the squad I'm a field than any other team in the league. We got to face, you know what I'm saying? If I got to face you, okay, fine, fuck it. I'm down for it. Your Chitlin boys against my Chitlin boys. I gladly accept the Pepsi challenge.
I mean, they did whoop the Kansas City Chiefs.
Y'all beat them. The Pepsi challenge.
Y'all beat them pretty good. So
but see, understand, it means more to you than it does to me. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Your main objective as a franchise every year is to win the division.
Absolutely.
That's a stepping stone. That's a stepping stone to win the Super Bowl. We come out and beat y'all week one.
You sure as hell don't sound like nowhere near as confident as you did before.
Philadelphia, you can't have that.
That's the same for both of us. You're right. But where is it more for you?
And we got back-to-back division games too. So if we beat y'all and end up beating the Giants, we're gonna be a step ahead of y'all.
If operative word.
We're gonna beat the Giants. We're gonna beat the Giants.
No, if we beat us, Walker. You saw.
I'm calling it right now. We slapping the shit out of y'all.
You saw in our house.
You're damn right.
You saw what we did to you. You were there, in front of your face. You saw it.
Oh God!
All right. All right. I've also seen my team beat the living shit out of your team too.
And you think that's what's going to happen week one?
Oh my God!
Yes.
Anything's
what do you think, Mark? What do you think,
Wonderful.
Mark? What do you think?
Wonderful. I saw us beat the Giants after they won the Super Bowl.
Wonderful,
in New York.
Wonderful.
They almost beat Tampa Bay after they won it.
Wait a minute. The same game they hung their banner on, right? The same game they won their banner on.
Yes.
So
I was there.
Okay.
I was there because look, bro. It used to be that the NFL after Katrina, when New Orleans won the Super Bowl, they would do a kickoff event in the city for community build. So we were working on 5 houses. And we had 15-foot long shrimp poor boys. They were fucking off the chain. I hung drywall. I got pictures over there where I'm hanging drywall and teaching Roger Goodell how to hang drywall. and I was actually in good shape then, soaking wet with sweat. When the Giants won theirs, we were doing a community build in Harlem, and Charles Haley was there. We did a climbing wall, and there's a picture of me and Charles Haley climbing the climbing wall to check it out to make sure it wouldn't fall off. Okay? And that was
receiver we had that they sold a jersey for, and he was a one-year wonder.
And that was the very first game that I took Joe Boo to. And it was the the Giants' coronation of winning the Super Bowl. And we won, I believe, 21-17. And the thing was crazy because our seats were lower level in the end zone. Tony Romo threw a Tony Ono, and it should have been a pick six. Somehow, Tyron Smith stopped him on the 3-yard line. And I got a picture from that end zone where Sean Lee and, what's his name? It's the talking head now.
Probably would have been Bruce Carter.
No, Sean Lee, because I remember Sean Lee's there. You got Anthony Spencer was on that defense. They held him to a field goal. And it was like, oh, shit, we got a chance in this game. And we beat them on their first game, their season opener, Thursday night, to start the season. And when we played Tampa Bay a couple years ago, I think it was 31-28. We were in that game. Who was our coach?
Yeah, who's your coach?
Jason Garrett.
Jason
that
Garrett
was the year they had Kevin Ogletree. They sold Kevin Ogletree jerseys, and he had like one good game, and Jerry Jones was trying to sell.
Was that his first year coaching y'all too?
No,
that was like 2012.
Okay, was that your?
We went at 8-8 that season.
Was that your offensive coordinator's first game with y'all?
I can't remember who our offensive coordinator. What in 2012? Why?
Scott Linehan was probably our.
It was Linehan.
That's who it was.
Did y'all have a new defensive coordinator that year?
We had Rob Ryan.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking. Was that? Oh, Rob Ryan was y'all defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
that was his first year.
I retired.
I don't know if it was his first year, but I know he was there.
If we again, Mark, I hear you, and I respect that. I respect that because that's history. That's fact, right? But what I want to do is if we're going to go that route, okay, fine, let's go that route. But I'm wondering, are you guys coming in there under the same circumstances, or is it just coincidence? So let's look at it as a whole. Guys when y'all played the Giants and won on opening night of them putting their banner up, was that your head coach's first game as a head coach?
No, it was not.
Okay. When y'all went into to play the Giants, was that your defensive coordinator's first game? Coordinating?
No, it was not. Okay, but you know what? You can go through. Hold it, bro. Okay, I hear you. We got a new coach. We got a new coordinator. Okay. I get all that. But see, here's the thing.
Was Jerry acting weird? Was Jerry acting weird?
I'm gonna use.
What's Jerry acting? Jerry's always acting weird.
I'm gonna use this argument on you, Leo.
Jerry is not doing anything. That's weird right now. He's doing what you guys have, what everyone says he should have always done. Step back, be quiet, sit your ass down. It looks like he's doing that. Now that he's doing that, isn't that kind of weird? We don't know if it's a good weird or not, but for right now, it's weird.
Okay, you know what I'm saying, but right? You know what? Things don't happen until they do. Because I remember going into that game, they had said that teams playing the Super Bowl champion season opener did not win, and the Cowboys won. They did. It was guys like Kevin Ogletree was our leading receiver.
Argument, Mark.
Here's
why are people acting like these guys? Hold on. We got new coaches. These guys aren't new at coaching in the NFL. Schottenheimer's been around this for decades.
No. Walker, was that the case? Mark said that the Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Giants on opening night of them raising their Super Bowl banner. Right? He said that. So okay, good. Now let's talk about that for a second.
Oh shit! Actually, hold it.
Going into that game under the same set of circumstances as this Cowboys team is going in.
This is hold on, people. Hold on. That is actually the banner for my Facebook page that goal line stance that changed everything. And you see Sean Lee right there in the middle. They stopped him there on the goal line because Tyron Smith came out of nowhere to stop him on the 3-yard line. And it ended up being that we held him to a field goal. 3 times they ran the ball. And that's back when the Giants were good at running the football.
Right.
That game was huge. That was like, unbelievable. Nobody gave us any kind of chance in that game whatsoever. That's all I'm saying is to think it's preordained that you're going to win. You can't ever in football say that you are guaranteed to win.
Now, Leo, I'm not going to say we're going to whoop y'all. I'm not even going to say we're going to win that game. I mean, yet. But the thing
she left you. Who left you?
Now, if we win,
who left
by three points,
Daisy's with her nonstop.
That's a win to us.
Wait, hold on. Exactly. Wait. Game time. Who left you?
After the team won the Super Bowl, I went to the Dallas-Tampa Bay game where Tampa Bay beat us.
Barely. Yeah.
Barely beat us, but we went on to have a good year. So that's what I'll be happy with that. If we can make it a 3-point game, I'd say that's a win for us.
Which is why
you're right. We're not going to be clicking on all cylinders on week 1.
Tay, how you doing, Tay?
And again, Loyal, that's my only point in terms of what I meant when I said I would prefer, if I'm going to play this Dallas Cowboy team, I would like for y'all to have had a couple of live fire exercises before you come see us.
And because I'd actually rather not.
For you, I know for you guys, game 1 is more of a measuring stick than anything. It's the thing that will tell y'all that everything that happened in the offseason, even if y'all lost, like you said, if you lose by 3 points, that's still a win for you because you'll be like, okay, we got some things. It's game 1, okay, we can fix, we can work on, we got something to build off of.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I get that.
So I don't want to see. I mean, if we went out there, and I don't think as fair as me is if we went out there and blew you out, then it would go to our players' heads.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Here's the thing. If we win,
I can't.
I want us to be focused.
I can't do that. We have a veteran quarterback that usually beats the Philadelphia Eagles and is experienced. There's no reason why we should not be able to go in and compete
and have
with
a chance.
The Philadelphia Eagles. There's no reason.
You have to look at it and say the Cowboys got the best quarterback upgrade of the offseason.
Good at beating the fucking Eagles. I will say that.
We got Wade is no longer quiet now. We done woke Wade up now.
He's fired up.
Well, listen, if that's the case, then we done went down that rabbit hole.
Lady Libra in the house. What's up, lady?
Like what you witnessed with your own eyes last year. What happens then? What does how do y'all respond to that?
I tell you what, if it ends up being we play like that and we're healthy, okay, then we got some real problems. Then you got to fire everybody.
I fall back on this. Hold on, guys. Cowboys lose week 1. That means we're going 12-5.
Yeah.
Every time we lose the opener, we usually go by 12.
Yeah. Usually when we win the first game, we don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, every time we literally win the first game, we never make the playoffs.
This is true.
This is the
bullshit. Never.
No, it's true. That is true. Because we beat the
as the Eagles fan, right? I'm like, this is the bullshit I'm talking about. Are you kidding me?
It's actually not. No. But truth to power.
We beat. Walk out of there and say we're going 12-5, baby. It's going according to plan.
And that's why I am like there's no real excitement for me playing y'all week 1.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? Because I got to hear this no matter which way.
My! Wait a minute! You hold it. Stop! You don't get to say you get to hear shit that you have to hear anything. Not with the shit that I've gotten that's rolling over me from all the damn Eagle fans that are literally living at and camping out on my channel.
Literally 60% of that is self-inflicted, Mark.
How is it self-inflicted?
Literally 60% of that is self-inflicted. Okay, literally, and I'm not, and it's all in. First of all, it's all in how you type up your titles to your little videos and stuff like that, and then it's all when you start.
Wait a minute. Wait, did you say little? Did you just say little tiles? Titles. Hold it. Did you just say little titles?
No, with the little shorts you do. The little videos you be doing, the short ones. I pay attention, Mark. I see what you do. You know what I'm saying? and someone said it, but yes, you are really good at clickbait.
Yes,
You know
I agree with that. I agree.
And
Mark,
it is because of those.
Mark, you good at that.
And Mark,
Mark
it is
know how
of those. It's because of those short videos that you be doing. Is why people
Leo.
say, listen. This is why people say we live rent free in your head. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. It is funny. It's
Leo,
funny.
And you know what? Hey, you know what though, bro?
He's very good at clickbaiting because he knows the algorithms does that. That's why he does that.
Hey, you know what though, Leo? Hey, Leo. I live in a high rent district because of all y'all living in my head because YouTube pays for that shit, bro. Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah. Okay. don't be mad at the player, man. Be mad at the game. Okay?
I got you, dog. I got you. But I just want someone
like he said, because he always want to bring Leo. Everybody, Mark will say,
"Loyal, you hear this shit?"
Mark will say, "Hey, he always like gloom and gloom." I know
Katarina in the house. Welcome.
About the Cowboys training camp or OTAs. This happened. Well, I mean, he was talking about some Cowboys. 3 Cowboys got in trouble. He put that up there. Like everybody said, who got in trouble? Everybody ran up here like was a current Cowboy.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this much. What? Just off of that, off the strength of that, I want y'all to know that because I come to the belly of the beast, I'm going to be firing up the bird section again this year. Mm-hmm. So I invite all of you to come to the bird section when I'll start. I'll let y'all know. But here's the interesting thing. Guess who's going to be doing it with me?
Who?
Drew.
Yeah. I won't be showing up on that one.
Yeah,
but you know, but you know, I've been up here in Northern Virginia quite a bit lately, you know, and not that far from you.
I'm coming to see you, Mark.
Yeah, I hear you talk. Yeah, I hear you. You Eagle fans are constantly saying, "Oh, we gonna get together. I'm gonna see you," and I never see y'all's asses.
Listen, man. The first game you coming up here, right? Or maybe it's still in the works, right?
But here's the problem: is where can we go to broadcast? If we go to a sports bar, you know it's going to be loud as shit, and you're not going to be able to do.
Be terrible.
Yeah. So the only thing would be is get an Airbnb or something and stay someplace close. You know, maybe go through this. But then again, as crazy as you mother humpers are, you know, I know they're going to have to grease the poles and everything else because y'all be climbing up and doing that stuff and eating horse shit and everything else. So I don't know what to do.
You know what you may want to think about doing, Mark?
What?
You know, at least what I'm thinking is if that's the case, then you just we just tailgate. You see what I'm saying? We go up there for the tailgate when it's just before it's time for the game to kick off. You bounce, go to the spot, and you spend it. But the time that you're tailgating, you're just collecting content, recording yourself and everything like that, and then you
getting beat down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at least it won't be live. You won't be worrying about bandwidth and everything, and you won't miss out on it. You see what I'm saying? The whole point is to capture the content. Once you get home and everything like that, you could chop that shit up and sparse it out however you see fit.
Yeah, and do that.
You don't have to be worrying about connecting or anything like that.
Well,
you can spend
it might be interesting to be there, like
people.
You know, a day or two before, just to get the vibe of the city and maybe do street interviews.
Oh,
I would not do that, Mark.
Why not?
I wouldn't do that.
No, just come up for the game and then go home.
Just go. Don't do street interviews. Don't do street interviews, Mark. I don't want you to be.
I didn't say which streets. Now there's some streets you definitely don't want to go to.
No, Mark,
I don't know. I don't want you to be a statistic, Mark. Don't do no street interviews.
I'm not going to say all that because that's a commander. I'm just going to tell you.
I'm just telling you the truth. Philadelphia, they weird. You live on, I don't know, on Philadelphia.
Mark, you spend the day. Listen, Mark, all you do is you just go for the tailgate.
Don't do it, Mark. Don't listen to the Eagle fan. He try to get you got.
No, listen, Mark.
Come on, Mark.
All you do is you go up for a tailgate. You tailgate for a couple of hours.
Don't do it, Mark.
And then an hour before the game.
I mean, tailgating. I mean, that's just as bad as walking in the city.
No, it's not.
Oh,
not there. Not at the link.
I wouldn't do it.
Not at the link. Especially since you're gonna be around my people too.
Fan with a Cowboy shirt,
I already got it clear with my folks. So you good.
I Eagle fan mouth in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. You think you ain't gonna get got and get cussed out? Come on, Mark.
And I don't even have to wear Cowboys gear for people to know who this face is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they know your face plastered all over the wall.
There might be wanted posters in here. I'm coming up there.
That you can wear over your face to make you look like a celebrity. He can wear one of those.
Eagles fans are, as long as you can weather the storm of being cussed out, you'll be all right. They won't do nothing.
Mark.
Get your
Mark. I talked to my peoples. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be well taken care of. You're gonna be amongst friends.
You're gonna be well taken care of.
Please allow me to complete the thought. That's all I'm asking.
That's the problem.
Please let me complete the thought.
Thinking. That's your problem.
Let me finish because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Mark. You know what I'm saying? So Mark,
I'm trying to help him survive. I'm just someone you trying to get him hurt.
Mark, there's an open invitation if you want to come up. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
What I'm doing is I'm telling you is that if you come up, spend a few hours. You know what I'm saying? They start early in the morning. You see what I'm saying? And they go all the way through the game. You know what I'm saying?
Drunk as hell.
Yep. A lot of them do that, yeah. But what I'm saying is you can leave an hour before kickoff.
And watch the game where?
You say you want to get an Airbnb or something like
that? My thinking was be somewhere close in.
Right, yeah.
Be able to get some of the sights and sounds and stuff of the city and things, just kind of check out the bud.
I can scout that out.
You can't tailgate and have a TV at the tailgate and watch it there.
There's people that do that. There's people.
We used to do that at FedEx, but they stopped that where you couldn't.
No,
you had to leave the parking lot and go into the game, or just leave.
Yeah, and I would imagine at that point you'd probably be able to get.
But you probably, but tailgating there and watching the game there, because that's when everybody's coming back out. So that's where it gets ugly, I would think.
Well, I would which is why I was.
Well, see, if the Cowboys are blowing out the Eagles, that means you got to get out there before the fourth quarter ends. You got to start getting out of there.
Yeah.
You need to start getting out of there no matter what.
I'm telling you right now, you do not want to be a Cowboys fan in that stadium if we run them out the stadium.
You're right about that.
Ooh, man, boy, you will be.
If you get your asses kicked too. You just don't want to be a Cowboys fan there. That's I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? But you'll be fine.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say. I'll go with you, Mark.
No, see, you sitting there talking about you want to avoid.
Okay, look, Leo said, "Yeah, Mark, you're safe. I can't guarantee the safety for Bobo."
You bring his ass, and we really gonna be fighting to get up out of there.
Take Momo, take Momo with you.
Really,
take Momo.
You know what? You know what, Mark? I dare you. Yeah. Take Momo's ass with you, yeah.
You don't have to outrun the bear. You just got to outrun Momo.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, taking Momo might be a good idea because he can be the scapegoat. Okay, let him get his ass, and I can
let me fly up there to Philadelphia.
He's the scapegoat, man.
Then I do it. Now the Walker don't. No, it's not.
I'm a quiet person. Yeah. I'm a shy person.
I can only protect Mark.
Ooh, boy.
You ain't got to worry about me. I ain't got to worry. Who you protect me for? What?
Momo?
Oh, Lord. Look, Momo about ready to take on all of Eagle Nation.
First of all,
hold on. Wait a minute, Momo. For the second game, Mark, I was thinking of coming down.
Okay.
The Cowboys Eagles in Texas.
Okay.
Jay Smooth. I talk too much.
So that was my plan.
But you ain't got to worry.
I was there last year, FYI.
I know. But I had those hearings that I had to go to, and we did good. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, what if we do another Dallas Eagles
game? Oh, no, wait, I ain't going to another game with you, bro.
Except I don't go in the stadium.
I'm serious. Hey, I've been mollywopped twice with you, Wade. Now, Wade, we can go. Well, listen.
I don't go in.
Wade, we can go to that club there that we went for dinner, man. Woo.
Oh, yeah, we can.
We can. Oh, shit.
I won't set foot in the stadium.
Oh, Lordy. I must say, I've seen the Eagles kick our ass both times you were there.
It from Texas Live. Maybe that'll be
That's big. I went in there. I was down there.
Wow.
Yeah, because now if I go to the game and we lose, that just means the Eagles probably gonna win another Super Bowl, and I don't want that.
No, we definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
I would really like it if you did, Walker.
Well, like I said, My
think that'd be
little
awesome.
YouTube channel.
Oh
is
no,
Lomo's
Mark
Rant.
is right.
I'm about
No,
to-
Mark is right. I'm bad luck. I cannot go to the Eagles Cowboys game in Dallas. I can't. I gotta watch it at a bar or my house or something.
Yeah. You know what? After me being there, I'm like, I don't know that I want to be there. Maybe it's the two of us together.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. If we went to Philadelphia, maybe it'd be reversed. We kick the hell out of them in their house, but then me and you probably will die leaving the stadium.
No, you need to have me and Thomas. When me and Thomas Garrett go to games, they win, don't they, Thomas?
I'm listening to the way to the words that Walker's choosing to use, and I'm listening to how you're talking, how all y'all are talking except for Momo. What
I said when me and Thomas Garrett go to games, we win.
Okay, so answer me this. Realistically, okay, what do you guys expect game one? Do you guys realistically expect to...
I expect a close game and lost by 3 points.
I expect a close game.
Same thing, Loyal.
On any given Sunday.
A close game. Realistically, I expect a good game.
Okay.
On any given Sunday.
I just think it's going to be competitive whether we win or lose. I don't think that matters. I think it's, like you said in the beginning, Leo, you didn't want to really face us like the Commanders, you know? It's not like a really big thing, but it is a division game, so you are going to be playing a bit. But I think both of our teams are going to be pretty close to that, you know, coming out of the game.
I don't expect...
It is what it is.
Honestly, I don't expect a blowout either because it's the first game.
And you're installing a lot of stuff in that first game anyway. So
yeah, it's the first live fire exercise for us too. You know what I'm saying? This team is not last year's team. They're two very different teams. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the things that I'm using to make my assessment is, yes, I believe it's going to be a close game, but I do expect us to win the game because we're the Super Bowl champions, because we're raising that banner. It's the first game of the year, and it's the first time we've had some sort of continuity on the defensive side of the on the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? It's the sixth time Jalen Hurts has had to learn a new offense. Interestingly enough, though, it sounds like he has a lot of input in this new offense. So that should be interesting to see as well. Considering last year was Jalen Hurts' first year calling out the coverages. Because remember, Jason Kelce left. And when Cam Jurgens took over that job, Jalen Hurts started learning how to call out the protections, and that was his first time. So to see that kind of growth, I'm curious to see what else we'll see game one in terms of growth from my QB, what the offensive line is going to look like without Mekhi Becton. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about Smitty and AJ because the way, from what I've been seeing from their videos and everything like that, and the way that they've been talking and stuff like that, it's like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? They've been working since, like for a few months now.
All right. So here's what I will say, though, Leo, is throw everything that happened with the Cowboys out last year.
Yes.
Okay. Because Mike McCarthy was literally a dead man walking along with all this coaching staff, that it was a depressed team that did absolutely positively nothing to try and fill in the holes, that let go 9 starters and just did nothing to replace them except for Zeke Elliott and Eric Kendricks, 2 guys who can't get a job right now. Okay. You've got totally different team and nobody knows what to expect. But the Cowboys, if you look at a quarterback situation, have had the biggest quarterback elevation of any team in football this year. Getting Dak back over Cooper Rush. I know Dak Prescott haters ultra.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
That, you have to look at it and say they got a real quarterback again. Okay.
And is Dak healthy?
Yes. He's already flying around and running around like crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be 100%. He's basically 100% right now. He's not cleared for contact, but nobody's supposed to be doing contact right now. He's full go in OTAs and minicamp. Okay.
Nick Chubb signed with the Texans. Not to change the subject.
Okay. Nick Chubb.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So forget what happened last year. We don't, and you really don't know. The thing I will say that has been good at least is typically the Cowboys are still at this point of the year looking at major holes in the roster that they'll fill during or after training camp.
So you looking for the next big free agent signing?
Well, but the thing is they actually got the team together before minicamp for the most part. Now, that's not to say they won't add, hopefully, defensive tackle, and I think Stephon Gilmore might be coming back to the team to give them some extra help at cornerback. But for the most part, this is your team. You went out and got yourself a legitimate number one wide receiver. You got yourself a couple of linebackers. Jack Sanborn sounds like he's the real deal. They really believe in him. You got yourself some potential at running backs, with young guys and a mix of veterans. And I think we're in a better situation than we were last year at running back.
I agree.
So, you can't judge going into this game by what happened last year.
I agree.
Now, is it good enough to be on your level? I don't know.
What you're doing for the entire season, starting with that game, is measuring yourselves against the
best,
the defending Super Bowl champions, and everyone henceforth from then, right?
Right. But the good thing,
what we're doing is we're measuring ourselves against a team we'll never see, which is our own from last year. That's our measuring stick. It's different. And so what the reasons for what we're looking at, you know what I'm saying, we'll never know unless we won't know until the end of the year. That's my point, you know what I'm saying? And and to me, which is why I said the first game should go to, if it has to be a division game, then it should go to the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
Because they went further than you guys.
Okay.
That's all.
But nobody cares about the Commanders.
I get it. I get it because it's a ratings thing. But I'm still, what I'm saying, I was just saying, it wasn't the troll. There was a reason for what I was saying and why I was saying that. And that's it.
But here's the thing. Even if here's where I like the way the schedule actually sets up for the Cowboys, because even if we lose that game to you guys, you have winnable games. You got the Giants the next week, you got the Bears after that, and then you got the Green Bay Packers, the Jets, and the Panthers. You could lose against you and end up being, worst case, 2 losses the first 7 games.
4-2,
or 4-2. And then you got Washington, Denver, Cardinals, Raiders. Before we play you, we could actually get some momentum and actually get some confidence against weaker teams before we get into the harder part of the schedule, and possibly get Diggs back, Overshown back, Savon Ravel. Hopefully he'll start hitting the stride as we get ready to get into the meat of the schedule, where we've got, Kansas City, the Lions.
Yeah, I was going to say, like we start in week 12, right? That's when that murderer's row thing happens for you, right?
But you could be.
It jumps off early for us.
But you could be like 6-3.
Mark,
But
Mark, can I say something about this murderer's row? We don't know
who's going to be good.
Going to be how the record's going to be, because those teams
yes, we know.
Murderer's row could
we preferenced everything.
Could be a very good team at that point in time.
We preferenced everything with barring injury.
I understand that. I'm just reiterating that myself.
Slip rock.
I understand what you said.
Me.
I'm just reiterating.
I agree, and I've said that because
anyway, although you said it.
You're right. I mean, I have said that before too, where you don't know at the moment looking at that schedule. Now, Kansas City is always good. We know that. Okay, they're not going to drop off the base.
Sure about that?
Yeah, they're always still going to win games.
Are you sure about that? They're going to have a good season this year.
Oh Lord!
I'm just saying. I'm just asking a question.
They'll probably be pretty solid as long as they got Patrick Mahomes. They'll be pretty solid.
I think we're praising this man too much because he's not the greatest quarterback of all time. Come on,
Momo, he's gone to like 4 Super Bowls already.
Fine.
I'm on now.
He can't have
spoken from a guy who's had one good quarterback season above this.
Why can't he have an off year? So y'all will talk about my quarterback, Jaden Daniels, having the off year. Why can't he have an off year? Come on now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it now.
Usually, Hall of Fame generational quarterbacks don't have off years.
He's not a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer yet. Stop.
Oh my God, Momo.
If he retires,
he will be a Hall of Fame. Yes, he will.
A Hall of Famer. Next, somebody.
Okay, Mark. If he retired now, he would
be a Hall of Famer.
I ain't never gonna call him a Hall of Fame until they get there.
Oh my God! The fact that Eli Manning will be a Hall of Famer at some point.
Who you say?
I said Eli. You know Eli Manning's going to go in there.
Yeah.
Okay. If he will go in there.
It's a Hall of very good. It's not the Hall of Fame. It's a Hall of very good now.
Okay, so Peyton Manning literally never had an off year until the year he retired.
Actually, he did. He had a couple off years.
The beginning of his career, he had like one off year, and the rest it was just he was blowing through the league. Go back and look.
Go back and look. Season, he couldn't win in the playoffs.
Bro, he was literally going 12. He was literally going 13-3 every year for almost that decade.
Yeah. He's a regular season quarterback. He's not a playoff quarterback.
He went to 4 Super Bowls and won 2.
Who? Oh, I'm done.
Lordy Bobo.
Not winning the Super Bowl in 30 years has really done something to you.
It's amazing how a team that has been shit, okay, for all these years, his arrogance that he has and his standards up here.
Are you kidding me? If Washington had Patrick Mahomes, he'd be calling him the greatest quarterback ever.
Peyton Manning was a quarterback who won a lot of games.
You wish you had Peyton Manning on your team.
Hold on, just hear me out. He won a lot of games, and he's a regular season quarterback. When it came to the playoffs, he always lost. Am I making this up?
To Tom Brady.
Nah, he usually made it to the championship.
Okay, so Leo, I'm gonna check this out. So Leo, you got the first overall pick, Jalen Hurts or Peyton Manning. Who you taking?
First overall pick? Oh, Peyton.
Yeah, the fact that anyone would take Peyton Manning over most quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
I'll get 12, 13 wins with Peyton, but I do know I'm not going to win.
By the end of his career, you're gonna get at least a few Super Bowls by the end of that career. Come on now.
Every time Peyton Manning had a defense, he went.
Yeah, but I will say this though.
If Peyton Manning was on the Eagles team this last few years, they might have won 3 straight Super Bowls. They might have won 3 straight with that defense.
Right. And interestingly enough, your defense is going against an offense that only lost one person, Mekhi Becton. That's it. So that continuity on that offensive line going into game 1 is going to be.
I don't know. Your Eagles team start the season off slowly, bro.
I understand that, but again, if we're playing, if we have to play against any team, including you guys, no matter how good their defense projected to be, game 1, if I got to face that team. I like the fact that my team is only coming in with just one guy that's not from last year.
Okay,
that's not bad.
I really got to address something here because people think I'm delusional.
You are.
I'm the stalker.
You are crazy as shit, man.
I speak the facts, and y'all not understanding what I'm saying.
You're the brightest moon of this.
Okay, a man that's gone through, who's gone through. You hold it. Wait. Shut up, Momo, shut up. You're sitting here trashing Peyton Manning, and your team over the last 30 years has averaged a quarterback a year.
Okay, so what?
So what? Oh my God!
Momo, that means that you don't have room to.
You don't have room to talk.
You don't. You don't have room to talk. No.
Oh my God!
You don't have room to talk. Like you
should. So what? I have every reason to talk because I'm going to talk
Washington was a quarterback like purgatory there for a while. It definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
And we've seen one hit wonders before.
Robbie Griffin,
RG3.
Okay, let me.
Jaden Daniels, another RG3.
Okay,
Jaden Daniels. Talk about Robbie He's Griffin. Not going to hit his stride until they put some pads on his mom.
I knew when he got hurt, he was never going to be the same quarterback. I told my friends because Robbie Griffin didn't listen to coaches. He alienated the fans. He alienated his own teammates. Sitting there with Dan Snyder and him and his wife, sitting up there. So I knew it was all over with Robbie Griffin after his second year he got there. So I, as a fan, know this was a wash. I knew that.
Okay. And so now...
So what I am saying about any people always say people Hall of Fame. I said fine. You're going to believe that's fine. But until that person retires,
he ain't even a Mark Griffin.
Get there,
he ain't even a Mark Griffin.
Momo, listen to me carefully. When they put some pads on his mom, then I'll feel like he's protected. Until
Who's
then, Jaden Daniels.
Oh, damn.
Here's the thing you realize.
And understand something.
I want you to realize something too. Until the Eagles,
ask Juju. Juju can tell you how that feels.
Is over with this season. You're gonna have a heartbreaking season. Kamark gonna trash you like crazy. The Cowboy Nation gonna trash you. All these Eagle fans. And I'm going to trash Eagle fans. You better not even come out.
Come to the bird section,
Bobby Beninsky, Momo, we think we liable to live on a flat earth.
Everybody no idea what I'm about to let loose. I'm just saving the best for the best. Because you're going to get my wrath like that. I'm going to go hard and
Lord.
And hard.
Whoa, pause. All right. We're losing it. We're losing it. Okay, all right. That's it. That's it. I'm done.
Cut the mic, Mark.
All right, man. We've been on here for too damn long.
Representative of the Washington.
A representative of me.
Talking about you demonstrating it. They all talk that kind of
okay. All right. Listen. It's been 2 hours. I got to finish the closet for my wife, the cabinetry and things that I got to keep Mama happy. Momo sounds like Ike Turner. Damn. Let me say I appreciate you guys, man. This is getting spicy, man. We're sitting here 88 days, 1 hour and 16 minutes until kickoff against the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Leo says we don't need to show up because we're just going to get run the hell out. Momo says...
See? That's that clickbait shit, right?
No, and Momo says the Eagles don't need to show up because they're going to be in third place.
Yeah, and he said he's going to be coming slow and hard. That's what Momo
All right, I got to get 30 stitches. Momo, does Jaden Daniels' mama give him a sponge bath? Oh, dirty Sanchez, you so dirty. All right, we're getting out of here, people.
I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Please let me Momo, you crazy, man.
Calm down. I'll get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself. Doctor,